All right, guys. Hello, Gradius here, and this is multiplying binomials video. So, if you haven't watched the multiplying polynomials videos, please go back and watch that first. And this is really the second piece of that video. So, multiplying binomials. What we're going to do is we're going to multiply binomials by using the FOIL method or by also using a table. Okay, so I'm going to show you a few different methods to how to multiply these. So a binomial, you guys, is just something like this, x minus 4. This would be a binomial. Okay, also a polynomial. Here would also be a binomial, 3x plus 2. And so what I'm going to do is I have the product. What I'm trying to find out, I'm trying to do x minus 4, so all of this in parentheses, times, it's like having a multiplication symbol in here. When you have parentheses next to each other like that, that is the same thing as multiplication. Okay, times 3x plus 2. So I'm taking all of this and I'm multiplying by all of this. Okay, so before what we would do, say I had x times 3x plus 2, I would be able to distribute this x and multiply it by each piece. I can't do that anymore because I also have a minus 4 on the end as well. So I have multiple pieces that I'm multiplying. So one method to do this is to make a table. So I have a quick table. I have my 3x plus 2 on the top. I also have my x minus 4, okay, on the side. It doesn't matter which order. I could have had x minus 4 up here and 3x plus 2 down here. It wouldn't change anything. So the order which you put on, which piece you put on top and which piece you put on the side, it doesn't matter. Just make sure you note that you carry the sign with it. So because this is minus 4, I'm going to put a negative 4 down here. So I'm bringing the minus sign with my 4 in this piece. And what I'm going to do, you guys, is all I'm doing is I'm multiplying. In this box, I'm going to multiply x times 3x. So if I do x times 3x, I will get 3x squared, because x times x is x squared. And then I still have my coefficient. X times 2 is 2x. Negative 4 times 3x, so negative 4 times 3 is negative 12, and then keep the x. And then negative 4 times 2 is negative 8. So what I have, I'm going to write out all the pieces I have. I have 3x squared, I have a positive 2x, I have a negative 12x, and I have a negative 8. And now I'm going to simplify this by combining these like terms that I have right here. Okay, so I can combine 2x minus 12x. When I do that, I'll have 3x squared still. 2x minus 12x becomes minus 10x minus 8. This is all the way simplified. I'm done. So when I multiply x minus 4 and 3x plus 2, and I make a table and I make sure I multiply every single piece by everything, I'll have 3x squared minus 10x minus 8. Okay, let's look at another example using a table. So I have a plus 3. So I have all this. Because it's in parentheses, I'm multiplying all of this by everything inside these parentheses, 2a plus 1. So I'll put a plus 3 on the top here. So that's like a plus 3. And then I have 2a plus 1 here. So here's my table. Again, I could have had 2a plus 1 on top, a plus 3 on the side. It wouldn't matter. Doesn't matter. 2a times a is 2a squared. So I have a times a is a squared. 2a times 3, so 2 times 3 is 6. I keep my a. 1 times a is just a, and then 1 times 3 is just 3. So I have 2a squared plus 6a plus a plus 3. I'm just rewriting everything I have inside my boxes, and then I can simplify by combining like terms. So I still have 2a squared plus 7a, because when I add these together, it's like having a 1 in front. So 6 plus 1 is 7 plus 3. And this is all the way simplified. I'm all done. And that's how we would multiply these with the table. Another method I want to show you for multiplying these is we can multiply them vertically. And we're going to multiply them vertically when I no longer have a binomial, but I have 3 pieces inside the parentheses. So I have this is a polynomial still, but now there's not just 2 pieces, there's 3. So if I wanted to multiply these vertically, I'm going to multiply them like we've always multiplied our entire life. So if I had like 324 times 28, a lot of us have learned to do 324 times 28. And then you multiply 2 different rows. So you have a row here, and then you add them up, and then there's your answer. We're going to do the exact same thing, okay? No different. So let me erase all this here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it up as x squared plus 6x minus 7 and we're going to multiply by 3x minus 4. And the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm just going to multiply negative 4 by all the pieces up top. So I have negative 4 times negative 7, which is positive 28. Make sure you multiply by whatever sign is in front. So I have a negative times a negative is a positive. And when I multiply, I'm going to bring down that sign with me. So this is positive 28. Negative 4 times 6 is negative 24x. So I have a negative times a positive, and make sure you bring the variable. And then negative 4 times x squared is negative 4x squared. Now what I'm going to do is I need to multiply by my second piece and multiply this by everything, kind of like the distributive property. So I need to multiply 3x by negative 7, 3x by 6x, 3x by x squared. And when I do this, I'm going to line it up with all the pieces that I have down below. So 3x times negative 7 would be 3 times negative 7 is negative 21x. And notice how I aligned it with my other x, because what I'm going to do is in the end I'm going to have to add these together. And when I add them together, I need to add up my common, my like terms. So this is negative 21x. I have 3x times 6x here, which is 3 times 6 is 18. It's positive. And then x times x is x squared. And then I have 3x times x squared, which is going to be 3x cubed. And then now what I can do is I can combine both of these, add these up to get my final answer. I'll do that in purple. So I have 28. I'm not adding, I have no other constant on the second row right here, so I'm just going to bring down my plus 28. Negative 24x, negative 21x. If I combine those, I'll have negative 45x, because negative 24 plus negative 21 is negative 45. If I'm combining negative 4x squared and 18x squared, I'll have 14x squared. And then I still have my 3x cubed that's not being combined with anything. So here is my simplified answer. I'm all done, and I was able to multiply these two polynomials. And again, we're doing it vertically, just like you've been doing pretty much for most of the time you've been multiplying whole numbers or decimals. I'm going to show you one last method, and that is the FOIL method. So please make sure you get down what the FOIL method stands for. It stands for first, outer, inner, and then last. Okay, so this is multiplying two binomials, similar to what we did earlier when we did the table. This is just a little bit quicker way to do it, and it does work every single time. It's just some people sometimes struggle with using this method, so that's why the table method will always work as well. So when I say FOIL, when I say first, what I mean is we're going to first multiply. We're going to multiply the first numbers inside each set of parentheses. So I'm going to do 3a times a, because these are the first numbers inside. So 3a times a, I'll have 3a squared, because I have a times a. Now for outer, that means I'm going to choose the outer numbers. So this would be an outer. And then this is on the outside, because these two are on the inside. They're close to each other. They're on the inside of the whole entire problem. And this would be a number that's on the outside of the problem. It's the last number. This is the first number. So now I'm going to multiply my outer numbers. 3a times negative 2. So 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. And then I still have the a. For inner, so if these were the two outers, that means this 4 and this a are my two inners. So I'm going to multiply 4 times a, which is positive 4a. And then my last would be the last number. So this was the first numbers inside my parentheses. These are my last numbers in my parentheses. So here would be a last, and this 2 would be a last. So then I'll multiply 4 by negative 2. 4 times negative 2 is negative 8. Now I would just simplify from here. So I have 3a squared still. Negative 6a plus 4a is negative 2a minus 8, and I'm all done. Had we chosen to actually do the table method, so I did 3a and 4, I did a, and I did negative 2, and I made a table, if I had done this way, I would have gotten the exact same answer, okay? Because this is 3a squared. Let's see, 4a, negative 6a, and then negative 8. If you notice, these are the exact same pieces that I already had, and I would write them out and then simplify them. So it gets, again, both two methods to get the exact same answer. Let's do FOIL one more time, and this will be the last example of this video. So again, FOIL, first, outer, inner, last. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply the first numbers inside my parentheses first. So I'm going to do 2x times 4x. 2x times 4x, so 2 times 4 is 8, x times x, x squared. Now, the O stands for outer, so I'm going to multiply the outer numbers. Okay, so that means the outside numbers, which would be this number's on the outside, this one's also on the outside, so that'd be 2x times 1, which would just be positive 2x. Let's go ahead and work on the inner. I in FOIL is inner, so that'd be these two numbers, so 3 times 4x. That would give me positive 12x. And then I have my last. And so those are the last numbers inside both sets of parentheses, 3 times 1, which is 3. So I have 8x squared plus 2x plus 12x plus 3. Now I'll simplify. 8x squared, 2x plus 12x is 14x and 3, and I am all done. So quick recap. When we're multiplying binomials, again, so I have two numbers inside of parentheses. I cannot simplify inside these parentheses. I cannot simplify inside these parentheses, but I want to multiply this whole piece by this whole piece. When I do that, what we need to do is we need to make sure we multiply everything, all the necessary pieces. So what we can do is we can use a table to do this. Okay, and we can multiply every single piece. When we set up our table, we can write out all the pieces, all the answers that we get, and then simplify to get our answer. What we could also do is we could also multiply vertically, just like what we've always done in the past. And we'll have two different rows, we'll combine them, and that'll give us our answer. Okay, and we normally do this when we have more than just two pieces inside the parentheses, when we have maybe 3 pieces. It does work for 2 pieces as well, for binomials. We'll also do this, we'll also use FOIL in order to solve these problems. And that stands for first, outer, inner, and last. So the first would be the first numbers inside the parentheses. Outer are the outside numbers on the actual whole entire problem, so these are both on the outside. Inner are the two inner numbers within the whole problem. And then last are the last numbers inside of our parentheses. And when you multiply those, again, you'll have to simplify them, and that'll give you your final answer. This is just another way of doing the table method. So I hope this video helps you guys go practice multiplying binomials and polynomials. Let me know if you need any help or if you have any questions. Thank you very much.